Hey, this is Jay with Sakred Gaming, bringing you some Destiny 2 PvP action. A lot of you guys have been asking me, hey Jay, are you excited? Are you hyped for Destiny 2? And to be honest with you, what I've been putting in the comments, not really. For some reason, I'm not really excited. I think it's just kind of a phase that I'm going through where gaming is starting to wane for me, but I'm hoping Destiny 2 brings me back. I will say this. I like the changes that they made to PvP. You guys know me, I am not a good PvP player. I have like a 1 KD, you know, it stinks. But I tell you what, after playing the beta, I want to play PvP more. You know, in Destiny 1, I kind of got frustrated with the shotguns and trying to figure out, you know, what was really good this week as opposed to next week. I kind of have a worry that that's going to be the same thing coming up. But I like that guns are now the primary focus and you don't have to worry about everybody just using special ammo or heavy ammo. There is heavy ammo in here and everything like that, or I shouldn't say heavy, whatever that last tier, that purple ammo is. But I like how they've done it. They do still need to make some changes in my opinion. You get your super way late. There are games or matches where I would play the whole entire match and wouldn't even get my super. And I think recovery time, that's really frustrating. You know, I'm sure armor's going to augment that and different things, so you can probably pump that up. But overall, that's probably what I'm looking forward to, is playing some more PvP or getting into it and trying it out. We'll see how it goes. But don't really want to talk about Destiny 2 in this video. Instead, I wanted to talk to you about a conversation that I had with somebody, and it's just really got me thinking. They reached out to me. A lot of you guys know that I am a Christian. I'm a part-time pastor. I have a regular day job and everything like that, but I am pretty out there with my faith. Some of you guys like that. Some of you guys don't like that. But a lot of people feel comfortable reaching out and talk to me about faith topics. And one of those things is, a lot of times that I get is somebody will ask me, you know, hey Jay, how can you believe in a God that is like this? And when I listen to what they believe about God, I'm like, you know what? I don't believe in a God like that. And I'll try to explain it to them and tell them about it and everything like that. But it's kind of interesting, because if I were to ask somebody, what God don't you believe in? And that is a really weird wording of a sentence and everything like that. But follow me. You know, if I were to ask you, if you don't believe in God, what God don't you believe in? A lot of times people have an answer for that. Well, I don't believe in a God who's like this, A, or I don't believe in a God who's like B, or this or that. And I'll tell you what, more often than not, when I have those conversations with people, I don't believe in a God like that either. You know, we're on the same page. And I'm wondering, where are you getting that idea of who God is from? You know, does it come from other Christians and what they say and do? You know, is it fair to judge God on other Christians? You know, I'd like to think that I'm a pretty good follower of Christ, but I often make mistakes. I'm often not the best example of that, and that kind of scares me. You know, what if people look at me and those times that I'm screwing up, what if they get their idea on who God is by that time? That should be a real encouragement to all Christians to live actually the gospel out, live the word of God out. But, you know, I want to encourage you, if you're not a believer, please don't judge Christianity by Christians. You know, don't let that be your final judgment. It should be a pretty good indicator, but there are a lot of Christians who just don't believe or don't walk the talk that they should be. And, you know, I don't want to separate myself from them because, like I said, I screw up. But I want to encourage you, instead of believing, you know, or basing your beliefs on God by other Christians, why don't you check it out for yourself in the Bible, in the Word of God, and especially in the gospel accounts, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Do me a favor, read those, see if there's something that you disagree with or you don't like that Jesus was about or that Jesus said. You know, I want to challenge you with that and come back and talk to me about that. You know, I don't like that Jesus said this, or I don't like that Jesus was about that. I want to challenge you because, you know, I have a feeling that if you actually look at who Jesus was and what he was about, you'll have a different view on God. The Bible refers to Jesus as Emmanuel, which means God with us. I can't imagine a better way to understand who God is than to look at God himself when he was in the flesh and he was with us. Besides, you know, or along with the Bible, this is the way that God revealed himself to mankind. And this is the best way to see who God is. So I want to just encourage you once again to check out the gospel accounts, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and see what they say about God and how they portray him. Now, I also want to encourage other Christians because, there are people that are looking at us. We're called to be ambassadors for Christ. And if we're not in the Word of God, how can we accurately represent Christ? If we're just basing everything we believe on God by what a pastor or a friend or somebody else told us about God, that's pretty scary. That's pretty lazy if I'm honest. I've been in the church a long time, and I've heard some things that were said from the pulpit. I've heard some things that were said from people in the church, and I've probably said some things that didn't align themselves with the Bible, with the Word of God. So, it's up to us. We are, Paul tells us that we're supposed to check what's being said with the Word of God. And I guess that's where I just want to leave it and encourage you today. If you're a believer of Christ and you want to be the best ambassador for Christ that you can, you have to go to the source. You have to go to Jesus Christ. You have to go to the Word of God yourself and test everything and check everything with that. Well, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know what you think about this gameplay and that awesome super that I just totally wasted right there. Talk about a major fail. But I'm just curious. Leave me some messages in the comment section. Hope you guys have an awesome week. As always, take care and God bless.